Lunch Money Lambert, Jeff Malott. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Yeah. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Kayak Bass Nation. Hey. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation, where we talk about fishing and competition. It's your boy Ox Pippin, aka Ox Fishing. Don't come over here tripping. Hey, hope you enjoy the show. Jeff Malott, Lunch Money Lambert, Lego. Hey, welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Kayak Bass Nation. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Kayak Bass Nation. Hey, welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to KBN Live, the day after Halloween viewer call-in special. Appreciate everybody jumping on here. We got some folks on YouTube. We got some folks on Facebook as they trickle in. Looking forward to tonight. It's going to be fun. We've had a few call-in shows this year. They're always a good time. So hope some people get on the line and call into us, right? Or let me change my tune. Jay VanTine, how you doing tonight, man?
Great, bro. Finally got a break from the elite tours. Recovering from COVID, you know.
Yeah. I got off my podium as the cesspool lifeguard for tonight. Slide in here and make sure everything's all right with this live stream. Should be fun.
Thank you for keeping us afloat.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to take these sunglasses off, these fine Revos, because I can't see. I have to slide on my readers here in a minute, but we're gonna make it last as long as we can. But yeah, as you guys saw in the announcement, tonight is all about you guys, the viewers, the viewer call-in show. So any topic is on the table that you guys want to call in here and talk about. Or should I say click in? It's not a call in, it's a click in and talk about. And we're having a little costume contest. If anybody kept their costumes out the day after Halloween to call in and try to win a pair of Revos. We'll have some folks vote on who the best one was. So click that link and we'll talk, run our mouth a little bit tonight and see what happens. It should be fun. So as always, yeah, man, we want to thank Dugout Bait and Tackle, dugoutfishing.com for supporting the show. And, of course, we're giving away some Revos tonight, so Revo sunglasses and Western Sun Vodka. Cheers. Western Sun Vodka, the drink of choice for professionals like Jay VanTine all across the country.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So before we get anybody in here, had a few things happen on the page this week we want to talk about. Number one, and you're the perfect person to talk about this, Jay. If and when kayak fishing goes professional, we put up a little thread earlier in the week talking about what that would look like, and are we ready for a pro tour? And it blew up, got 200-300 comments, and got pretty in depth. So, any thoughts on that as a touring professional yourself?
So, I mean, I started in California and Texas, my career. I like throwing big baits. So, partnering up with a big bait company. That was huge for me, and I think you really have to work hard and promote those companies and really, set the example that you're working for your sponsor dollars. I got these Lint Viper sunglasses, Dollar General brand. I really believe in them. That's another one of my big sponsors. They sponsored my move to Lexington, Kentucky. And then I picked up these Dugout rods on the way up. They were kind of the deal sealer for me. We had a lot of shifting going on in the pro bass world, and it kind of allowed me to be the face of this organization. So when I could close that deal out, man, I knew that the Cumberland River was the future of bass fishing, and I went all in. And if you want to be a successful pro, that's what you have to do. You just got to go all in.
All in. White rods and all.
White rods. Got these quick release guides on them. Any obstacles you come upon, they're out of the way. A knot, they're out of the way. Rod holders, they're gone.
Yeah, it's the little things, man. Being a pro, you have to
I call
look at the
I
details.
call it my white rocket.
Good stuff. Yeah, we could talk all night about that thread. Probably. I don't know that we're over here on the kayak side ready for that pro tour yet, but I know there's some folks talking about making it happen. I think there's a few more shoes that have to drop as far as financing these anglers to get there from the sponsor side. And, anglers are going to have to be willing to, outside of the, I don't know, what is it you say, there's a dozen or so that make all the tournaments, but outside of that, really, the time commitment can't be there from enough people to probably sustain it yet.
In all seriousness, I think the promotion part on the angler perspective has to be there. Right now, I don't think there's guys that are doing enough that these sponsors deem it worthy of investing $10, $15, $20,000. Do I think these anglers have the talent right now? For sure. But, we've heard it for years, and a lot of it's kind of cliche marketing terms, but you have to build a brand. You have to have a reach. You have to have a following. You have to have, more than your 10 buddies at home keeping up with your stuff. Like, they want to be a household name kind of in their market, in their demographic. So you have to provide that platform. That's what shows your worth. We talked about this pro level tour, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 entry, whatever it is. You want to have those bills paid up front. Like, you don't want to be paying that out of your pocket plus travel costs. Like, you're asking a sponsor to cover all that, so they have to see some value. And I think Lance McWhorter and I had a long conversation about this. He's like, I think it'll be 100 people. It won't be 100 people, because there's not 100 companies that are going to shell out that kind of money for people that aren't doing enough, to be honest with you. I think 50 is a long stretch right now. I think you got about 20 right now that could justify that kind of dollar investment if they started putting out.
Yeah, I think there are enough anglers from a talent perspective to pull it off, but there's so much more that goes into it that, I don't know if folks are ready to bite that off as far as the pre-tournament, during the tournament, post-tournament promotion, and doing it the right way. I just don't know if there's enough people out there that even know what to do with all of that.
I don't know if it's not knowing what to do or just feeling like that's not me. I'm not, I can't do it, so to speak. Because, honestly, I think until you make it a habit and it's kind of second nature, that's when people start to follow along with your stuff. Like, I've got people at home that they don't fish, their kids don't fish, nothing. They just like seeing the ups and downs of the tournaments and the crazy weather and the shit that breaks and the big fish that gets off. They like following that stuff, but you have to put it out there. Once you start putting that out there, you'll realize how many people get caught up in what we're doing. That's going to be the real moneymaker there.
Yeah, man. Like I said, it's a good topic. I like that thread. It didn't get, there was some funny stuff, but there was some serious talk on there too about what it's going to take. And then I posted another one earlier tonight about what would it look like from the pro angler perspective. And we got some jokes going there, but that's a real question as well. So, but tonight, like we said, is all about you guys. We want to hear from you, hear your questions, hear your takes on any topic. If you've got an event coming up that you want to promote, call in and push it, promote it. Or if you've got your thoughts on the season that was or the upcoming season, whatever it is, we want to hear from you tonight. So click that link in the description and call in. We've got one caller in the lobby right now, and we are going to start this show off with a bang. I got to get my let me change from my shades to my reader so I can.
Ray Charles is leaving, y'all.
Yeah. Oh my God! Look at all these comments. I can see them. It's a Halloween miracle. It's actually Halloween's over, but it's I guess it's the Mexican Day of the Dead celebration for like 4 more days, so we're justified in still doing this. So we're good to go. All right, so first up in the queue, we've got Ryan VanTine, and it looks like they're setting up some sort of runway for him to make his appearance here. So he's calling in with a costume. So let's get him in here. Hang on just a second.
I feel like he's swinging hard at this Revo prize.
All right, Mr. VanTine.
Show.
Okay.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Oh yeah, we're catfishing tonight.
Let me put the shades back on. Maybe I don't want to see what.
So tell us, how did this costume come about?
Well, last year I was Tiger King, and the boss was my tiger.
Okay.
This year she's the ringleader of the circus, and I was the tiger. So this is hers. This is hers from last year.
Yes, you were. Oh boy. Well, you didn't disappoint. I'm glad we did this sound check beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We ended up actually winning a contest too. So, but it was all because of her, not me.
What was the contest?
best couples costume.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I appreciate you, Ryan. You've got the nerve to pull something like that off. So
Yeah. The only thing that sucks is like I'm not as in good of a position as BDH, so I can't pull it off as well.
All right. Come on now.
but you could have added to the costume for that.
I'm still sensitive.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, you got it. Ryan's compromised over there.
I'm
Jay, I'm sorry, Mr. Valstein's
I'm
compromised.
sweating now, boys. Whew.
Yeah. Well, awesome costume, man. What you got any questions for us or anything you want to talk about tonight?
Nah. I was just my biggest thing. I don't know if anybody that's watching the show or if you guys saw that I made a post about the River's Edge local kayak outfitter. They donated some life jackets to our fire hall. I actually approached them about buying them because they're a local company. They're great people. I was going to buy off of them just to give them the business. And they ended up coming back with a quote saying that they would just give them to us. So, like, that's just a testament to all local businesses, like the Dustin Hoys, the Dugout guys, like, just all local businesses, man. Buy from them.
For sure.
Screw Dick, screw Dunham's, screw all those big corporations. They don't do shit for the local communities. They don't love the local communities the same way.
Straight up.
You're right for sure.
You tell him, Tiger. Tiger would never
The Timmy
like you.
Dixons, no. No, there's a lot of small business. Every state and local town has 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, and just stop there. They have everything you need.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
It's convenient to go to the big box, but always search out your local businesses when you can. You know what I mean?
I mean, honestly though, like I feel like every time I go to a big box store, I still can't find what I need. It'll be whatever knockoff brand they have, or whatever junk is left over that's already been picked through. So it doesn't really do me any good anyway.
There you go, Ryan. You got a new nickname.
Van
Right.
Tiger.
Van Tiger. Van Tiger from here on. All right. That's awesome, man. Oh, what is that?
That's my tail. In a weird spot.
Sure it is. All right. Well.
Is that your tail, or are you just happy to be on the show?
Oh my gosh. Well, this is it for us.
That's
It's
it.
good to meet y'all.
Everybody head over to the
tail.
Kayak Fishing Network because this will be shut down.
Yeah. KFN. What, Jeff Malott, man, you're killing it over there, dude. You really are.
Man, we got a long ways to go. I appreciate that, but we got a long ways to go over there. But the momentum is started. So I think once we get the app done, we'll be off and running.
Oh yeah, that was
We've got some content too. So we were gonna do the KFN thing, kind of a informational tutorial type deal. Previously, kind of shifted gears on that. Jeff has set up, basically our own social media platform over there. But we're gonna drop some of that. Exclusive content that we already had over there, so people can kind of, start a little bit of an interactive learning type deal. Maybe guys can ask some questions and specific anglers can go out and shoot a video and answer those questions. We can use it, kind of like our own little YouTube, if you will.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, that platform is just incredible. I mean, it's like everything you want without all the just tiptoeing to not offend people.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff's working on a dating portion of the app too, so we'll be able to swipe left or right.
Anglers only.
Anglers only.
It's in the marketplace, but we're still
Never get lonely at Anglers Only.
Yeah. No, it's going to be a good platform, man. And like I said, it's just really getting off the ground. So we're going to grow it with everybody as they come in and make suggestions, try to make it fit and become a tool that it Ashley, just shut that down, Ryan.
Oh, come on. He's just the moderator. He's the lifeguard.
Ashley
He
K's
hands
the
out
VP.
the swimmies.
Ashley K's the unofficial VP and COO. So we're going to put the axe on that before it even gets started.
Anyways.
But yeah, anybody else want to call in? Click in here. You're gonna have a hard time beating the Tiger King. We call you the Tiger King.
I'm all.
We appreciate
I don't
you.
know
Thank
you
you
can't
for
call this a
participating.
king outfit.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I'm getting off of here. This is tight.
Yeah, good luck getting out of there, pal.
Appreciate you, homie.
Later.
Whoa, what a way to start it.
All right. I would have to say he's the front runner right now for sure.
Leader in the clubhouse, leader in the cage.
Yeah.
Anybody else with any kind of costume want to call in? But you don't have to have a costume to call in. We just want people to click in there and ask a question or talk about whatever. We didn't have a guest tonight on purpose so that we could just get in here and roll. I see Steve Fields in the comments. He's never actually been on the show. He ought to click in here and give us his 2 cents.
Ironically, Steve has never had me on his podcast either.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that earlier. I feel like there's something we need to settle, Steve.
Yeah, I see Steve in the comments. I see Katie in the comments. I see Josh Evans in the comments. All people we'd love to hear from. I'm still waiting to see Cliff Allen click in. He said he was calling in
maybe
tonight.
Clifton tonight. Who knows?
Yeah.
You don't know who's out there. Do we have the picture of Mark's costume from last night? Speedy or Swimmy or whatever he was?
Let me try to find that thing.
Swimmy the clown. I don't know if he was trick or treating or just out there for the kids, but it was
I don't
beautiful.
see it on his public profile, so I can't share it. Damn it, Mark.
No, Andy. Sadly, I'm not. I am one of Jay Whalen's favorite anglers in the world. If you ever want to get Jay fired up, just ask him about Chris Zaldane or Ducket rods, and just watch the dynamite go.
Yeah, we were hoping to see Jay tonight. We got a little over 50 people on the live stream. We got nobody in the waiting room. So what do they say on the radio?
Come on, people.
The phone lines are wide open.
Call-in shows are all about calling in.
Mm-hmm. Otherwise, we can make this. We can wrap this thing up early and get Ryan back on his BiPAP or whatever the heck you're having.
Yeah, y'all thought I was faking last Monday. I thought I was faking too, to be honest with you. Then along about Wednesday, I couldn't breathe, and I clocked my first positive COVID test. So it's been a long week. I'm actually probably still sweating a little bit right now, but I'm trying to stay alive.
Took it 2 years to find you, but it finally did, didn't it?
Buddy, I'm telling you, if you want to get your ass kicked, run out there and grab a hold of COVID. It is a good time for sure.
Yeah. It easy now, Ashley K.
What's she doing now?
Huh? She said Ryan got that.
Okay.
Got that raspy voice.
I'm trying to set up that dating site, girl. Come on now.
No videos. Just old school Craigslist style. No videos.
Mm-hmm. Men seeking men. Mm-hmm. Looking for a fishing partner.
Yeah. Ugh, disgusting.
Medium heavy, fast action.
Yeah, you can speak in code.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be all right. White ducket. Could that be some kind of code?
I don't know. You're pushing it now. Yeah. Fake black.
Man, I saw today BASS released their, it was like college, high school, and something else schedules, but no kayak schedule yet. When do we think we're going to get that?
I don't know. I did see, I don't know if I'm supposed to have seen it. 2-day event on Pickwick was on the Pickwick calendar.
Oh.
They have like the little lake calendar, when's going to be what, and there's a 2-day Pickwick event on there for BASS. So, spoiler alert, that's out.
Josh Evans said, can we talk about industry insiders and caustic talk? We can talk about anything you want if you click in here and ask a question.
Josh, call in, bruh. Come on.
Oh, we got one in the lobby, Ryan. We got a live one.
Okay.
Hang on a second here.
What's going on?
There he is. Jesse Halverson. What's up, man?
Oh, Jesse.
Not a whole lot. I figured I'd help y'all out since nobody wanted to call.
I appreciate that.
So, we got a little civil war going on here in Alabama between creek anglers and lake anglers. Creek guys are getting upset big time over a lot of these national events not letting them go up into the skinny water, saying that's the roots of kayak fishing and that's what they should be allowed to do it. What's everybody's take on that?
I think if you have to fish in a creek, you have not developed your skill set enough. And I mean that kindly, but if you have to, if you can't compete on a major scale, and I know a lot of these guys get upset that they cut these little creeks and stuff out. I get it. I get that's the premise of kayak fishing is accessibility. But I think if you can't go to a lake and compete, then you're not that well-rounded of an angler. Like, it's not just about finding the skinniest water. Let's say if we had kayak tournaments and they were only little bitty creeks. Would you want 100 people packed into a little bitty creek and they're splitting 8 fish every day? Like, that's not fun. These big events, you have to have them on lakes. I don't necessarily think cutting the backwater out is the right answer. I think they should just allow the whole thing. I mean, everybody's got it accessible, but I don't think that you should necessarily be up in arms fighting for your favorite way to fish necessarily. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, look at Drew Gregory, man. I mean, you're talking about the last year's BOS AOY. If there was ever a creek and river fisherman that's their specialty, that's him, and he figured out how to adapt to make it work.
It got pretty heated a couple of weeks ago. I mean, and the crazy thing was one of the arguments that they were using is that there's no advantage to going, this 10, 20 miles up a creek and fishing skinny water. But at the same time, they were all mad about saying they're not going to fish the national events or any event that doesn't allow it.
That's okay. That's okay if you don't fish it. I don't necessarily, like, I think you have to have a limit somewhere. So here's the problem, the way things traditionally have been. If you just say, okay, this waterway is accessible as far as you can paddle to the main channel, well, there's a whole lot of gray area on legal launches, what is a ramp, what you drug over, is it public ground? That's way too much for a tournament director to have to worry about every single tournament. Like, I can't imagine AJ getting 1,000 phone calls about, whoever that rappelled their kayak down a cliff. Is it legal? I don't know. How do you know? Like, you can't possibly every tournament go around with DNR or a surveyor and figure out what's public access and what isn't. Like that, I think there has to be a limit somewhere. I think what you'll see in these bigger tournament trails is maybe narrow it down to so many legal launches, and then you can go from there. As long as you launch at a legal place, open it up forever. But the problem in my eyes right now is these small tributaries and stuff. It's hard to really nail down who's launching legally and who isn't. And there's not enough eyes to cover it. So I think that's the biggest problem.
Yeah, I agree with how most of them do it. As far up as you can go from the main lake without having to get out of your kayak. I think that right now that's the best way we can do it to avoid everything that you just said.
And people, like, somebody just said something about Drew Gregory. Drew Gregory fishes, he'll fish, he finds his water no matter what's legal. It can be a big river, the Tennessee River. He'll find that current. He'll find those eddies. He'll find what he's comfortable fishing. Hats off for him doing that. I like fishing those same areas. He'll go much further in the backwater than I will, for sure. But if you take that away from him, he'll still find something else that suits his fishing style.
Find something.
And that's the difference between being an elite level angler and making excuses of why you can't catch fish any other way.
Hey, I'd compare it to Ott Defoe. Like, if you asked him what he'd rather do, he'd rather get in his jet boat and go as far up a creek or river as possible.
For sure.
But guess what? He's out there wrecking shop on every reservoir in the United States because he adapted and made it happen. I love creek fishing and river fishing and all that, but I don't have a problem with these TDs and tournaments making it. I mean, you're going to Gunnersville or you're going to Dardanelle or you're going to wherever to fish that body of water, not, some creek 20 miles up north of it.
Yeah,
that's
basically the gist of the whole argument was, because like our state championship this year, it was any body of water that was flowing into Smith Lake, you can go up as far as you want. Next year, we're looking at doing some boundaries, and people are already getting heated about it.
Yeah.
Well, our Tennessee state championship, for instance, was on Watts Bar, where I won the Hobie in Watts Bar up a creek. Well, you know what? They cut the creeks and the rivers off that lake. That's fine. I don't give a shit. I know how to fish. I go down the river, find me some smallmouth hanging out on a bluff. Do you know the guy that won it, all he did was find a creek coming in on the south end. And he went and sat there in an eddy and busted our ass for 2 days. So even though they cut the rivers out, it was still one in a river. Like, yeah, I don't agree with that either. Cutting a lake up, trying to limit, if people have a strength. I don't like that part either. Like especially these like Tennessee River, for instance. If you cut the tailwaters out, the tail race, a mile, 2 miles below any dam is where the current is. If you cut that out, I don't agree with that part either. I think you kind of need to give the whole lake to people and let them find their strength. Some people are better offshore humps, some are better in current, but let the anglers at least have some kind of latitude on what they like to fish.
Yeah, and we've got some conversations going on. This opened the door for Steve Fields to get on his shotgun start podium, I think. So
hey, I'm all for it. We did several of those in my club this year.
Yeah,
they were fun.
We got Ashley Kay in the comments again. She's on full tilt tonight in the other room. She's coming here and throw something at me. Yeah. Drew Turner said your mic is not working, Ryan.
Drew, I like you, pal. I like you. Hold on, time out.
Yeah, we can continue on while he figures out his audio. But Jesse, man, we appreciate you calling in, man. That's a great question, great discussion, and I think AJ put a comment in there that says basically what is true. Somebody is always going to get left out, no matter what you do with the boundaries. Whether you take them away or whatever, you're going to leave somebody out at some point. That's
absolutely. But like I said, I think the BOS has a good balance with it. With you can go up these creeks as long as you can go up them as far as you want, as long as you don't get out of the kayak. I think that's a good balance of keeping as much water in play as possible and giving people multiple opportunities.
Yeah, and like when they go to a river, like when they went to the Susky up there, they allow portaging there because it's reasonable, Oh
yeah, I mean when you're doing a river event, that's kind of part of it is allowing them to do that. So for a specified body of water like the Susky, that's perfect.
Yeah, and I think BASS and KBF have a similar exception. KBF may let you do that all the time. I don't know, but
they used to let you stand on the bank as long as your kayak was in. But I don't know. I haven't fished it in years.
Yeah, I don't know. But like I said, there's always going to be somebody left out or somebody not happy with the rules. I think you got to have boundaries, man. And I don't know if specifying a list of launches at some point is going to be the way to go. I don't really like that necessarily, unless there's enough of them. But anyway, we'll see how it develops going forward. I know everything kind of starts on the local level, and it sounds like you guys are having that battle locally.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Wow, hey, look here. He's back.
We back? We better?
Ooh, yeah, that sounds professional now.
How the hell ain't none of y'all got my back except Drew Turner? Thank you, Drew. I'm going to buy one of your custom rods.
I thought it was I thought it was just the Rona. I heard you fine. I just thought you were down low talking.
I mean, Ashley Kay was commenting on my voice and stuff. I might have to go with the laptop mic from now on, I guess.
Yep, see?
Goodness.
But good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Jesse, appreciate you calling in with that, my friend.
Anytime, boys.
Cheers to you.
Looks like we got another one in the waiting room, man. Jesse, how you doing, buddy?
All right, y'all be good.
Stay wide dick open, Jesse.
Hey, there he is, Josh.
Oh no, he done got the Christmas decorations out early, boy.
No, cause I'm a yak, bro. I'm a yak.
You're a yak. You a yak, all right?
Oh. I wasn't trying to put on no skin tight shit like old boy. Much love to
Oh, okay.
But you ain't seeing my titties.
Oh, that's a lie. I already have. We stay together too much.
Hey, I mean, you're welcome.
You want some sunglasses or not? You got to make it happen.
Hey, you don't want to see the rest of my costume, bro.
Oh, God. Okay.
Anyways. Hey, so I'm calling in. One, just say what's up, y'all. I miss you guys. But two, let's talk about people using AKAs to publish their thoughts and try to burn the bitch down. Like, I know you guys are all familiar with that article that was circulating, that bullshit ass blog post by some AKA ass punk ass dude. But
he was an AKA PKA.
He was DJ KA, AKA whatever the hell other boy's name was, AKA. Look, the point is this. One, if you got something to say in this community, just come out and say it. Be a man or a woman and stand by your words. Two, no, Luke Aaron, that's not Ted Cruz.
He's at home saluting like, that's Ted.
I know, right? No, bro. Anyways, so back to what I was saying. It's crazy, right? Like, one of the beautiful things about this community is that everybody has their own unique opinions, right? And I know there's people that go out and they chase sponsorships and all that, but any sponsor worth having is going to realize that your realness, your authenticity is your best attribute. So why in the hell would anybody try to, I'm trying to think of the right word, try to dictate what people say or how they say it in the interest of gaining sponsors? And then in the same breath, tear a motherfucker down for doing exactly that. That's crazy to me.
I agree with you. And I think, in this whole deal, there's a lot of different people with a lot of different opinions. Obviously, Jeff and I share our opinions, which opens us up to public criticism all the time. I mean, that's part of putting yourself in front of people publicly. That's okay. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to like me. That's absolutely fine. The only thing that really upset me about that was kind of the manipulation of the facts and I say plenty of offensive stuff, off-putting things. You can quote me directly and find plenty of things that I've said that piss people off. That's great. I'll answer that. But don't take other people's words or other people's comments and put them on my tab. Like, if I say it, I'll answer for it. I'm a big boy. Like, I'm cool with it. But you don't have to try to build me as, some kind of, fire-breathing dragon or something, man. Like, I'm just out here trying to report the news, help people a little bit. Hopefully we'll grow this whole deal and make it better. A lot of that is by bringing about change and talking about weaker areas and pointing things out that tournaments can improve on, anglers can improve on, the sport as a whole can improve on. Like, you have to talk about this stuff or it just gets brushed under the rug and nothing gets better. Like, you can't, especially new guys in the sport, which the guy that wrote the article was very new in kayak fishing in general. But, do a little bit of digging, man. Like, learn a little bit. Learn what the history is. Learn what the beef is. Like, you can't come in and just because it's your first day on the job, it's everybody's first day on the job. There's that grouchy old dude sitting in the corner that hates everybody, and there's probably a reason why.
But he's been rubbing elbows with people, man. He's been rubbing elbows.
Man,
I'm gonna tell you what.
Brian, they said your mic's a little hot now, so everybody's complaining about your sound.
Oh my God!
I don't know. You sound good to me, bro.
Talk gently into the mic, Brian.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Ooh, there it is. Yeah, no, you hit the nail on the head, Ryan. Look, if I say something, I'm gonna own every last word of what I say, regardless, right? But don't go and quote me out of come out of pocket with some craziness and be like, use my middle name and all this other nonsense, right? At the end of the day, bro, you don't know me. You don't know me at all. I'll put you on your back. So,
Ooh-wee.
I mean, look, it's crazy to me. It really is. Like, you've been around for 5 minutes, but you like the flavor of the dick you're riding, so you want to put that on everybody else. You better go on. Oh, side note, that dude got kicked out of the organization he was hyping too. Yes, by the way.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's something people don't realize, man, is I saw that article and I hear the people talk about it. Everybody's talking about how to be professional. We want to be professional. Pro this, pro that. Well, that doesn't include turning into some kind of robot and trying to toe the line of what the industry insiders want and be the perfect person to be a sponsor. They want personality. They want different. I mean, you got Matt Robertson, and you got Ike, and then you also have like the ultra professional guys over there, like Jay Valstain. I mean, there's a whole variety of true pros up on the bass boat level, and they're not all alike. They're not all robots doing the exact same thing. So you go out there and do you, and if you're authentic, that's how you're going to make your way with sponsors and everything else, not being some kind of robot that acts the way you're supposed to act. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing. Like, if I see somebody that I respect using a product and they back it, I'm going to say, okay, I might check that out. But if I see somebody that's just like, oh, hashtag da-da-da-da, flavor of the week, man, kick rocks, dude. That's going to turn me off from that brand real quick. So just something for you up-and-coming newer folks to think about, really. I ain't no pro, man. I'm just a dude who likes to fish with my homies and lose my money at events. But,
I've been fortunate enough to work with some good companies, and we've had 4 or 5 year relationships with these sponsors, and I appreciate their support, helping me stay traveling and paying entry fees, and whatever I need is on the doorstep. I truly love that. But they've had the original me the entire time. Like
Yep.
there's not a polished, this is pretty much it from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, and they respect that and they get it. And not everything is PC and shiny and beautiful, but it's me. And until the time comes to where, nobody wants to have anything to do with it, that's all right. I've got a job. I'll still continue and go do what I do. If I can have these relationships and I can grow these sponsors and they can help grow my brand as well, as long as that meshes, just stay true to yourself. That's the best advice I can give to these new anglers. You don't have to be prim and proper and wear a suit and tie and, all this shit. Like, you can be yourself, have a good time, don't treat people like trash. I will say that. But, feel free to let your own personality out. Like, if they buy into that, then you're good.
And you know what? I'll add on to that by saying, don't try to manufacture some nonsense either. If you are just a if you are a suit and tie, calm, dry person that don't try to turn yourself into Mike Iaconelli or whoever.
Yeah, don't be Ike if you're not Ike, bro.
Yeah, being fake is just as bad as trying to be too proper. Just be yourself, whatever that may be.
Yep.
That's right. That's all I really wanted to say. Like I said, I miss y'all.
I love you, homie. I can't wait to see. I guess I'll see you next season.
You gonna see me at Toledo Bend. You ain't seeing me in no talk. I didn't qualify, but
you'll be there in my heart.
I'm gonna be thinking about you when you're out there. Getting your
me and Edwin rooming together, boy.
Oh man, hey, do what I did last time. He gets embarrassed by that.
Send us some love down, and we'll be fine.
Oh, like that. Okay, I need an address.
All right.
All right then. Hey, well, y'all have a good night. Stay safe. Tight line, sharp minds. Let's go.
All right, see you, boy.
All right, that was a good one, man. Good stuff. Nobody in the waiting room. Lines are open. Click back in here. Anybody that is in the chat, we're still rolling with about 60 folks between YouTube and Facebook. So I know there's somebody that has an opinion or a question or something they want to share. So come in here and let us hear it. I'd like to hear your thoughts on any of the schedules that have already come out, or what you think might happen with the pending schedules coming out. I saw a thread earlier in the was it this week or last week? I can't remember where I saw it, but they were talking about BOS allowing motors or not. I know Bass already does, All American Series already does, KBF already does. Somebody even quoted Ryan as saying they were going to allow them. I don't know why they did that. But.
You said it. You said everybody's going to be. You didn't say BOS was going to be allowing motors, but it's when you pulled up the Dugout page. I went back and watched that episode. You said, seems like everyone's allowing motors now. So then some dude quoted me as saying BOS was going to allow motors. Like, come on, guy.
Yeah, but the thread I saw was in regards to what people will choose to fish next year. If BASS goes to 2 days, like we're rumors, and they're going to allow motors, and some of these others do, and BOS doesn't, does that sway anybody one way or the other on where they fish? I don't think it does, but maybe I'm, not on the right path there. What do y'all think? Or what do you think, Ryan?
I don't think so. I mean, look, I work for BASS right now as Jay Valstain, but BASS has a long way to go to get the tournament itself to being where a BOS tournament is. And I mean that from an organization perspective. I would like to see some sort of payout adjustments, and then the finished product as far as like the weigh-ins and the angler highlights and the media coverage. I think that Bass has a lot more to do than just say you can have motors now. Like that's not going to be the easy button that fixes it. So, in my opinion, just them having 2-day events and allowing motors does not make me want to go fish a bass over a Hobie, period.
Curious, I wish we could put a poll in the comments for people. Does that play into your decision whether to fish a tournament or not? It seems like in some parts of the country it does, and then some it doesn't make a difference at all, Maybe they just gotten used to it, and now they just want to stick with it if their locals allow it or whatever. I don't know. Maybe the type of the boat they're in. Who knows? Don't
be shy, folks. We got 65 plus out there. Somebody call in, give us your opinion, weigh in on it. I like the Hobie schedule that's out so far. I'm going to try to hit the first 5. Made some new friends out in Oklahoma a couple weeks ago, so they're going to come out to Broken Bow and hang out. So I'm all right.
It's gonna be good stuff, man. And we had All-American winner on here just last week, and they have a pretty good schedule. That All-American series is pretty salty. And they've expanded out a little bit, so there's gonna be multiple choices for folks to jump on and choose from. Oh, Dylan said Broken Bow do be a party. He's coming back, I guess, for round 2 at Broken Bow. Broken Bow's underrated, man, but not any longer. BOS kind of put it on the national map a little bit.
Dude, if him and Sanderson don't show me whatever they stepped into last time, I'm going to be upset. All right? Upset.
Yeah. It's a pretty cool little tourist town. I think they have more weed dispensaries per capita than any place in the United States in that little tiny town.
Luke, I got a couple. There's some oil field dudes. They came out to the little charity golf tournament we had in Nashville a couple weeks ago. You can DM me for details. I don't want to put them on blast on the internet. I don't know what kind of business they're in on the side.
Yeah. We're anxiously awaiting somebody else to click in here and call in. We want to talk to y'all tonight. I'm trying to think of anything else that happened on the page this week. There's a few things I'd like to get into, but I don't know how deep I want to get with this stuff. And it's talking about payouts for these tournaments and people holding 100% payout versus directors holding money back or organizations holding money back or different fees for different tournaments, because it's something I think that kayak anglers in particular, I don't know why, it seems like they want a lot of stuff for free. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but whether it's paying too much for a Tourney X fee, or they find out a tournament director held some money, or they find out a tournament isn't 100% payback, they get pissed. Like they don't want to be giving their money towards any sort of profit for that organization or director. Is it not wanting to give money, or just not being transparent about what fees are for? Or should they even be transparent? Is it any of their business if they provide a product?
I like there being a transparency. I don't think that there's anything wrong with a tournament series or whatever making money. I'll give Steve-O for example. Like Steve runs Georgia Bass Nation, Tennessee Bass Nation, TVKA. He does most of the work part, to be honest, in the state of Tennessee with Cast, as far as helping them, for the state tournament, locate, vendors and sponsor dollars from municipalities. Like he's a huge player. Like Steve's doing, 20 hours of work a week on these tournaments, and I'm not mad at all if he's making something off the top. I don't ever think that was an issue, is not paying out 100%. I think the issue that we ran into for years was advertising. We're paying out 110% or 120%, and then you're paying out 70% or 60% because there's math. So if you ignore math, then you are paying out 2,000,000%. But if you do math, if you have people that are capable of adding and subtracting numbers, you realize that that's not 100% payout. Don't advertise it if you're not going to pay it out. I mean, I think it's pretty simple.
Yeah, I am 100% behind every judge, director, web service, whatever it is. They need to get paid. I mean, it's all work, but just don't lie about it. I think, like you just said,
for
just
sure.
Don't say you're going in the hole and drowning, and but you're still paying out above 110%, and then the calculator comes out and says, "Oh,
wait a minute, you took in $300,000 last weekend and paid out 120? Hold on a minute now."
Yeah. So whatever, make as much as you want to make. Just kind of let people know on the front end, one way or the other. I mean, Bass, they hold like 25% of every tournament back, and nobody has a problem with it because it right up front, right?
And that's fine. That's that's part of it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. They're a business. They're a tournament running business. And honestly, if Hobie started making money off running the BOS, I would be more than happy to pay extra to fish a well-ran tournament than something sloppy. So if you want to charge me, Steve, if you want to charge me an extra $50, I'll pay it.
Yep. Hey, we got a couple callers in.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, let's get them in here. Hang on just a second. Papa Dave.
Oh, no. Oh, no. The man himself.
Papa Dave, is this Mr. Lowry? Who is this here?
Oh, yeah. That's Pops right there.
Pops? Hey, congrats on the big W, Pops. I've never met you, but I did see your boys sharing out that you won that big tournament down there, and you're coming to Lake Hamilton, where I learned partly learned how to fish. So congrats to you.
Yeah, thank y'all. I wanted to comment on one thing. You know, I pay attention to a lot of kayak fishing with Dylan, and one of the things I have a big question about. I thought about fishing some of them this year is the polygraph, off limits information rules. You know, mainly the polygraph situations is, you know, y'all are getting on up there in the money now, and you know, it's sad to say, but big boats and everything else. I mean, you have people that will do things that they shouldn't in order to win tournaments and win a bunch of money. Mainly, sometimes they'll do it to win a tournament. It ain't really about winning the money. But that was basically my thing is, you know, what we should do about that.
I think we have a long way to go on catching the rules up to where the payouts are right now. You know, because you're seeing first place take home $10,000 in some of these normal regular trail events. If you're giving out $10,000, people start to question doing some shady things for that kind of money. I think there needs to be more polygraphs, probably random throughout the top 10. I think just putting it out there, I think that will solve a lot of the issues. But again, and I've said this before, I think you're going to have official pre-fishing time periods, and you're going to have official, you know, information off limits as well. I think if we're going to continue to grow this and take it to a higher level, you have to start treating it like the pro series do.
And I don't know.
I agree.
Go ahead, Papa.
I agree. I mean, you know, I've really liked some of the schedules that come out on the BOS this year. I really like them, and I've thought about, you know, I might even venture out and get me a kayak and, you know, fish 4 or 5 of them. I don't know if I can do a whole set because I'm not going to give up the big boat fishing, especially, you know, going to Hamilton this year. We're going to Eufaula in December to try to qualify to fish the Bassmaster Classic. So, but that would definitely make me a lot more interested in fishing it if there was some of that took place.
So Patrick Malone said at BASS at those tournaments they reserve the right to polygraph at any time. Steve or AJ can comment on what BOS policy is there. I know even back in the day when this stuff first started, Terry Manley and the KBS crew, they used to voice stress, what do they call it, voice stress analysis and polygraph folks as well. I don't know what KBF policy is, but there is some cost with that. And I think Drew Turner said it. If you start doing all that, you're going to have to really be okay with not 100% payouts. But I think we would give up a large percentage to make sure they were always 100% secure, don't you?
For sure. I think we have to tighten up the rules. Like, I think we've, you know, everybody's like, oh, it's kayak fishing. It's kayak fishing. If you don't want to be the redheaded stepchild of competitive fishing, you have to act like it is the real deal. You know, you have to show that you're ready to go to that next step. And I think part of it is having those, you know, kind of security, you know, blankets that will ensure that there's not just rampant cheating going on or guides tipping off anglers for every tournament, or, you know, who has the best network of pros every tournament. Like, you know, we really have a lot of work to do on narrowing down kind of the, you know, the integrity of the sport, in my opinion.
Yeah, I've been banging that drum on official practice time and off limits and information restrictions for a while. I know for the actual people running the tournaments that, you know, adds a whole nother level of policing to the deal. But I think it's something that's going to have to happen at some point in time.
Oh, Todd Miner, throw his comment up. Redheaded stepchild. That's Ewing's dad. We love Edwin. I'm going to take care of him at the TLC. Promise.
Kayak fishing renamed your child. How about that?
That's Prince. That's Prince Edwin.
Yeah. AJ said they polygraphed the 2021 TOC. They plan on doing it in 22 as well. All-American Series will do random polygraphs for anglers in the money. So it looks like there's some people out there doing that already.
No, AJ, they did polygraph the TOC. Jordan Marshall coming out of the polygraph room was my favorite. Boy is just covered in sweat, looking like he's seen a ghost. And I was talking to the polygraph dude. I was like, "You had my boy Jordan here before." He's like, "Son," I told him you're gonna fail every one of these if you don't calm down. He said he was just hyperventilating like crazy.
That's good stuff. Man, I appreciate you, Mr. Lauer, for calling in. That was good.
Yes.
Good question.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a good night, brother.
Hey, congrats again, Big Dave. I'm proud of you, man. That was awesome. You laid the wood to them boys.
Thank you, buddy. Hey, since I won mine and you were the first one to tell me, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I expect nothing less than a first place finish at the TOC at you.
I'm bringing it, buddy. I'm bringing it.
Put it on them, brother.
Yes, sir.
Good night.
All right, we got it. We got another caller in the lobby. We got two. It's actually two at once. Yeah. Hang on just a second. Let me get them in here.
Cliff and Clifton. We get both personalities.
We got my man Gmoney and Pancake.
What's up, baby? How's it going?
Uh-oh.
I can't see Pancake. I'd rather see Pancake than you.
Pancake, get in.
Hey, Pancake.
Yeah, buddy. Pancake, she's had some food, so now she's ready for a nap. She actually fell asleep in the waiting room here, so...
She's like our president. That's all right.
Hey, man. Call her Sleepy Joe.
Yeah. Hey, as long as she don't shit on you, you're in good shape.
I got to train better than the president. So
all right. All right.
So
we are kicked off. We are kicked off Facebook.
Yeah. Kamala needs to call me. I can help her out with some training tips.
Oh, God. Yeah. Well, we'll be exclusively on YouTube from here on out. Maybe. Maybe
No.
on KBN. But anyway, what's up, man? How you doing?
Oh, man. Just out here getting ready to do a little hunting, a little deer hunting, little duck hunting here in a few weeks. I may do a little bit of fall fishing here and there.
I got you. You made a hell of a run at the NC, man. We were pulling for you. You was one of my picks.
Man, pre-fishing wise, I kind of knew I didn't have what I needed based on what everybody else was telling me they had. But, I just went out there and fished my own tournament and tried to go be somebody else. Didn't try to go find out where those other guys were. Found some areas, some good fish, and figured, hey, just go try to get a check and have a good time. And, man, we did have a good time. We found a little magic honey hole. There's 3 of us that shared it. And, man, that last day, I had 89.5 inches, but the other 2 had over 90. And the 2 previous days, I had 90 inches out of it, 90-plus inches each day. So it was a lot of fun down there, man. There's some big fish caught.
Were you fishing the same spot as the top 3?
I was not. I was on the same lake, but I was in a different area.
So it was just stacked. Bissano just showed out.
When the water's 8 feet low, it's pretty predictable to where those fish are going to be.
That's crazy.
But plus, after kind of getting bit in the butt in 2019 down there, of just, Caddo just being overfished and too many folks piling in there. I didn't want to make that same mistake. I wanted to have somewhere where I didn't feel there's going to be as much pressure and be able to have fish for 3 days and not run out of fish.
I like it. What do you got on the horizon for next year? What's Gmoney's plans?
Yeah, so man, you guys were talking about all the time, that Steve and some other people put into running these state trails and local trails and things, and I'm going to leave that behind, for myself. So I've helped start the NSK Central here in Arkansas and feel like it's at a good place to hand it off. But, it does take a lot of time. People don't realize that, man. You're putting up an event page, you're contacting sponsors, you're, reaching out to people about, hey, can we come there for a LinkedIn? And, does this person want to help, with food or pay for trophies or whatever the case is? So, I think I'm ready to jump into the BOS series a little more heavy. That's the plan for right now. Truly, make a run at it and fish more of them. I only fished 3 this past year, but I'd like to try to, make at least half of them next year, maybe sprinkle in a couple of KBF or BASS or All-Americans that are kind of regionally close to me. But, I'm definitely wanting to get more Hobie events on the schedule for next year.
Yeah, man. You guys did a great job with NSK Central, and I second what you said about tip of the cap to all the local directors out there, because it is sometimes a thankless job. I started NSK Northwest Arkansas as well, and a couple of years ago handed that off. And I actually handed it off to my buddy Taylor Frizzell, who took it right when COVID hit. So he had to deal with all of that for the COVID year. And then after that, now my other good friend Kyle Long is taking over for this year. But
who?
It is Kyle Long, KyleLongFishing.com. But yeah, it's a thankless job, man. So you guys did an awesome job down there, and shout out to all the TDs out there doing the Lord's work, man. For
they're in good hands with James Whited and his crew that's going to help out. So it'll continue to thrive, but you get to a point where it's kind of the time to hand it off, and maybe go see how you can compete with some of the bigger sticks.
Let's go.
And just
hit
just
the road,
see
big dog. Let's go.
If you go to more of these, is there a chance you can kind of pop up there a little higher in some standings and stuff? So
you one of them big sticks, don't sell yourself short on that now.
You've
been out there doing it.
I've had my moments, but I will say everything with COVID and all that, with the crazy job changes and all that this past year were definitely hard on me on the national scene. So, but you got to think about the weekends that I spent for a local event. I could have been pre-fishing somewhere else or doing map study or getting ready for a bigger event. So that's kind of my thought process of just really looking at the time investment piece and, trying to utilize my time as best I can, to put towards some bigger events and see if I can't maybe win one finally this year.
I think there's a comfort level that comes with that, on the if you look at the top 15 or so guys and gals that travel the country and consistently finish well, I think just gaining confidence in the fact that you're going to go into this body of water that you've never seen before and break it down, that you feel like you're going to find what you're looking for, your particular style of fishing. I think that once you've done that a few times way away from home on lakes you've never seen, I think that's what builds their confidence, and that's why they are so consistent. They're not freaked out about not knowing where fish are or not knowing the lake or, looking for something crazy off the wall. They're like, okay, I know, this body of water this time of year, this is what I would like to see. So they'll find whatever that particular thing is, and I think that gives them a little edge going into it, where somebody else driving 4 states away may not have that same confidence. They may be looking at the entire map instead of, 3 creeks or something, for instance.
Right on. Yeah. And, I'm a shallow, I prefer to be a shallow water fisherman for the most part. Unless it's, January, February, something like that. But even in the summer months, a lot of times I'll stay shallow. And I just, I know that's my strength. And so, I don't go out there and try to fish offshore with people that are good at that. I just kind of stick to what I'm good at for now. Not to say that I had mixed in a few things over the years to, be able to pull out a drop shot or something when it's needed. But, and I think that's a big part of what you're saying is, figuring out what it is you like to do, looking for it on that lake, and then, just going and fishing your tournament, not worrying about what everybody else is doing and where they're going. And, I'm a big proponent of find your own fish, so I think there's a lot of pride in that as well. And the folks that do well, they don't have a problem with that.
Amen.
Yeah, for sure. Anything else you wanted to touch on when you call? I mean, I don't know if Pancake had anything to say or anything else you wanted to bring up.
Pancake dipped out on me, so Pancake needed
I could have brought Ellie in here and got him fired up.
But man, I'll tell you, I jumped into the KFL at the end of the year last year, and I know,
Yeah, you did.
It wasn't like the biggest, thing right out the gate, but dude, I will tell y'all that was a lot of fun. That was a blast. And, we added some good sticks to the team for next season. I like that they kind of do it kind of during a dead period for us around here, as far as the months that they pick to fish. So that made it pretty convenient. But I'm telling you, watch out for them Arkansas Hogs next year.
Y'all added Cody, didn't you? And Eric?
We added Cody and Eric and Chris Hartman, who
Chris.
is going to have a lot more time to fish. He's been a caretaker for his wife for the past couple of years, and I think he's wanting to spend more time on the water. And he's a good stick, man. That dude can fish. So
you and Corey. So
let's talk about that for a second. What is the compensation structure like this year for the KFL moving forward? Like these guys that are out traveling, and I know there's more teams, so you're not gonna have to travel as far. But last year, like guys were going 3 or 4 states away for these away games and whatnot, and covering their costs for their travel and expenses and whatnot. What's it like this year? Have they spread out the money so you're not just eating cost the entire season, or what's the structure like?
I really don't know. When I jumped into KFL, I liked that there were 8 anglers per team. So let's just say, you didn't have the money that week, or you balance it out with your teammates.
Right.
Now, I'm not sure what the compensation level is going to be, but, I'd also say, hey, man, if that's a big concern, you probably don't need to be doing this. To me, I kind of look at KFL it's as doing it for fun. I mean, I'm not looking to necessarily make a check. Now, if I go to a Hobie event or something like that, I got my eye on the prize there of wanting to do well and cash a check. But, man, I'm telling you, this was just strictly a lot of fun to actually, have teammates and, because I'm not used to that. So I normally go to these events and just kind of do my own deal. But it was kind of cool to, like I was killing them on a buzzbait on Hamilton and hit up in the group text like, hey, guys, like go find some seawalls and throw a buzzbait.
There's people that do that in big tournaments now.
That's common practice, brother. You've been missing out.
Shit.
Yeah, well, but it was fun and to strategize, so, a team comes in, they may be following your best angler around, trying to pull some of his fish. But, me and Corey pulled the okey doke on the Louisiana Hurricanes because he sent me to where he was actually going to fish, and then some of their teammates followed him. So there's some strategy that goes into it. But it's just a lot of fun. But those Arkansas Hogs, I think, will do well next year.
Here, I got some thoughts, man. Sorry, Ryan, but I got some thoughts on the team thing. So fishing is inherently an individual sport on most levels, right? Outside of, I guess, high school and college. But even then, it's not a full-on 8-man team versus 8-man team or 6-man, whatever it is. But anything to be considered teams and players, and you're talking about it's a sport, not an individual skill like golf or tennis or fishing or whatever it is, I think you have to bring in an element of defense. So if the KFL would come up with some sort of rule, and Garrett, you played you were a college football player, played arena football. If there was a way to incorporate some sort of way that the other team can play defense without y'all killing each other in some way, shape, or form, now that would take it to another level, and I might be interested in watching some of that.
I'm telling you, so that kind of goes on. Like, I know that Louisiana, they knew Corey was good on Hamilton. Now, where they got that information from, I don't know. But Corey is a stick.
Mark Coates told him.
But they came to that ramp, I believe, thinking Corey was going to be there. So I think part of their strategy was to, play a little defense and try to catch some of the fish that maybe he would have ran across. So, there's a little defense that goes into it.
Are you saying that people played defense on Conrad Benetti all year, and that's why he skunked at all his away games?
I don't know nothing about that, man.
I'm talking about like physical defense, like physically cutting people off and throwing stuff at their
box
boats.
Box him out, cuz. Hit him with that tight and box him out.
Each angler gets 3 M80s, and they can use them as a
dude. That would be slick. Now, if you had paintball guns or something involved, talk to me. That's something I can get behind. Now, seriously, I like the team concept. I like the shit talking. This state's better than this state. You pick your best 5 and we'll go prove it or whatever. I like that. I do like that. What I don't like is the organization charging X amount of money up front per team to buy in, and you're not getting paid out shit all season unless you win whatever it is. Like, to me, that is the part, and you can say I'm doing it for fun, whatever. You're still pissing money away. and you're winning something. You're gaining the viewership, you're gaining the sponsors and pulling in the attention. You should get some kind of reward. It should at least be cost covering for the winning team that week or whatever it is. I think that's a factor that should be weighed.
It might be. I just have no idea. Like I said, I joined at the end of the year and fished in like 3 games, had a blast. They were all local to me, so like I wasn't out a lot of money, so I never got to experience anything like that. But I mean, it'll be year 2, so maybe give them an opportunity to kind of improve on things as well. Yeah. So
Frank said,
let's be real. The TOC was at Lake Fork for how many years in a row before it actually grew some feet and kind of became what it is today?
Well, that's because another organization took it over, is why that happened.
Right. Things evolve, though, is the point.
Yeah, somebody will buy it out, maybe, is what you're saying. I don't know.
No, I didn't say that. I don't think it's for sale. And I think Greg will continue to improve it. I don't think he's...
With 1 million viewers on Pride, I don't see, I mean, the sky's the limit now.
Bless him.
And that's the other thing on picking these lakes, man. For that thing is, we really got to kind of think about that for next year for the Arkansas team, like making sure we have lakes where we can get reception and stuff. Because you'd love to put a team on a lake that they know nothing about, but it also defeats the purpose of trying to do the broadcast if you don't have service out there.
Yeah, maybe I'm just thinking outside the box. I don't even know why it matters to me, but whoever runs the league ought to pick the venues and tell y'all, a week or 2 or a month beforehand, so that it is an equal playing field if you can make it that way. But I get the home and away stuff. Like Ryan said, if there was a way to cover y'all's costs through advertisers or whatever it may be, then that would make a little more sense, I guess. But yeah, if people are having fun doing it, we'll see.
Hopefully it'll get there to that point. They may have a structure in place. Still in the early growth stage at this point.
Well, anything from Arkansas, I cheer for the laundry, so I'll be pulling for my homies from Arkansas, whatever y'all are doing then.
Well, right on, man. Well, I'm going to go check on Pancake. Appreciate y'all having me on.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir. Good luck next year.
Later.
All right. Yeah, I don't know where that's going to go, Ryan, the KFL.
I think you have to start paying people. If you're taking in money, then you should at least pay out the winners, right? Yeah, Am I crazy for that?
Somebody in the comments earlier said they were having an owners meeting here in the next week or 2, and some of that may be discussed. So maybe that this year, they've learned and they're going to pay out some. I don't know. So I'll be curious to see how the details come out with that. I don't know who is it. Greg and Todd Patrick that run that now, or just Greg?
I don't know. I think Greg is the head dude in it, and I think his brother or brother-in-law or something is the guy that's got their new platform. It was Pride TV or whatever. Now it's something else. Okay. But I think that's his brothers or brother-in-laws or something. If anybody knows these answers that's watching right now that would love to click in, that'd be great to help us out. That's a great topic of conversation.
You've talked about it before. For them or anybody else that's going to go the live route, I don't want to see anybody, whether they're in a bass boat, a kayak, or whatever. I don't want to see a selfie shot of them fishing. I want to see an over-the-shoulder, even a chesty mount live view of them fishing.
Crotch shots are tough to watch, no matter what's happening action-wise. Like just staring straight up in between somebody's legs is a tough sell. Unless you're into that kind of thing.
Unless you're BDH, but
I don't want to knock anybody off.
Yeah. But. So if they can figure that out, now that'd be next level. I'd might click in and watch some of that. I'd like to see over the head shots of actual fishing, but I don't want to see them talking to the camera. So we'll see how folks evolve. I don't know. Josh said Matt Balls can review a salad. I don't know if he's got some sort of over the shoulder setup. If so, that's awesome. That's what we need. So
Aaron Mathis is actually fine with the crotch shot, she said. So
okay, well,
that's my judge. That's a safe JT judge right there.
We're talking.
You don't know how to get your fish accepted.
We're talking to the majority here, Aaron.
I like it.
Nobody else in the waiting room, Ryan. We've been going over an hour. It feels like we just started this thing. I wasn't sure anybody was going to call in.
Holy cow.
But they did.
Well.
We're testing your lung capacity at this point, I think.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, nobody else in the waiting room, so we can go ahead and wrap this thing up here
Where's
pretty
Clifton?
quick. I don't know. He never called in, man.
Where's Clifton and where's Sancho?
Neither one called in. I don't know. Sancho may be banned from all platforms. Clifton was in the comments, but he never clicked in. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think camera boats are going to be the deal. Shane Carnahan said something about camera boats. Maybe one or two, but you're not going to get everybody. To get really next level live coverage is going to have to be in everybody's boat, or at least half the field's boat.
I think having a camera boat would be cool to go around throughout the day and like hit the top 10 or so and do like a quick from a distance on the water interview type deal or something like that. What I thought about and where you would run into an issue is like, say, in a 2-day tournament, if you go in and the camera boat happens to show some identifying things on the top 10, unfortunately, there are people in this sport that would try to slide in on somebody that's crushing them, the first day just because they recognize where they were at. And I think that's kind of a liability deal. So unless you did like a post-production type thing after the tournament, live on the water, showing where somebody's fishing is kind of risky.
And the KFL guys, they could pull that off because it's only, 6-on-6 or whatever, and they're only there for a day. So I guess they could pull it off and not risk that. But I could see how that could happen at a BOS or a bass event or whatever. You got 100-something people, and someone goes home and clicks on the replay and sees Mr. Lambert and said creek arm and cuts him off trying to throw a Ned rig in front of him or whatever.
It happens, man.
Yeah, it happens. But, what a good show, man. I'm glad it turned out the way it did. We got a few people calling in. Yeah, we had one costume, two costumes. We'll count the yak. We'll count the yak.
I mean, there wasn't really any competition after VanTine came out in his cat paint or whatever. Whatever he had on.
So, Mr. VanTine, we'll get you a message, man. You're going to be the winner of the Revos tonight. So, thanks for risking it all and
your vision has never been more clear.
Yeah, risking it all and showing it all coming in here. We appreciate you, man. But, anything else, Ryan, before we get out of here? We'll conjure up something for next week. I don't know who the guest is going to be, but we'll come up with a good one for y'all.
So Steve-O dropped the Tennessee Bass Nation little schedule this week, and it's like 3 or 4 events or whatever, and there were a couple of guys from Northeast Tennessee that were complaining because there wasn't an event scheduled close enough to them or something. Like, Steve he works with these municipalities and he tries to schedule stuff that's going to be well attended, honestly more central in the state, because we have outliers 5 hours west in West Tennessee and 4.5 hours north in Northeast Tennessee. Anyway, he drops the schedule and they're like, the closest tournament's an hour and 20 minutes for me. That, like, complaining about this stuff. And these dudes have maybe ever scheduled a pizza delivery at most. Like, my thing is, if you're not doing anything at all to help make a schedule or help grow something or develop something, just sit on the sidelines and let the guy that's volunteering his time to build you something to bitch about, just let him go do it. Like, I mean, I don't understand the point of, this isn't close enough for me, you didn't do something for me. Like, chill out, guys. Like, he's out there working for no reason at all other than to give you an opportunity to fish or not fish. I think people need to keep that stuff in mind when they see these guys that volunteer to run these clubs or trails or events. They're working. Like, it takes work to talk to these municipalities, to get sponsor commitments, to try to accommodate as many people as possible. It's not trying to accommodate every person, I promise you. It's trying to accommodate as many as possible. So give these guys a break. We don't have to just ride everybody's ass all the time. Hats off to Steve-O. Appreciate everything you do, not only in the Tennessee Bass Nation, but for our local clubs, for Tennessee, for Georgia, the Dugout Series, everything you do, buddy. I appreciate it.
Hey, and shout out to the Dugout Series. I entered the first one. I haven't submitted any fish because I really haven't gone fishing much. I've got a messed up shoulder, but that's for another day. But I've still won drawings every dang week. I've won Spro stuff, fish head stuff, so I'm already ahead of my entry fee. So they're running a good thing over there as far as onlines go. Even if you know that you can't wear them out like the boys down in Georgia or Florida do, you still have a chance of winning your entry fee back and then some, because I already have, and I haven't submitted a fish. So good stuff over there, Steve-O. Steve-O. But, yeah, that's all for tonight, man. Let's get out of here. What do you say?
That's enough. That's enough, dude. My ears are on fire. My headphones are hurting me. I'm falling apart. I'm
right,
too
y'all.
old.
Appreciate everybody. We're gone.
Yeah.